Good morning. It is Saturday, September 13th. I always like to include the date when I am doing a video or I'm doing a post or I'm going live, which I rarely go live. I prefer to do video. I have a lot to say this morning, and I'm hoping it all comes out very cohesively. The events that have taken place in my personal life, probably since June, it's caused a little bit of a post-traumatic stress disorder, triggering things that occurred a year ago at that same time, things that were unresolved and unhealed, and things that manifested in ways in the relationship I was in that ended prior to that. It's been an ongoing personal battle, along with trying to live life, trying to sustain life, trying to maintain who I am, my identity, who and what I believe in, trying to do an outside job for a paycheck, trying to recalculate how to put this business back together, compiled with life, social media, the mass media, and all the things that have transpired in the last couple weeks. It has been a lot, it has been overwhelming, and I am questioning everything. I'm Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I am an artist, a writer, a speaker, a life and a business coach. I teach art enrichment classes, personal development classes. I always say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't play one on TV, but goodness gracious, I wish somebody would offer me that role on TV. Like I said, I have a lot to say. I hope my words influence somebody for the good. If you have hatred within your soul, within your DNA, within who you are as a human being, I do question your mental health. And if your hate for something or someone or someone else's belief system makes you act unhuman, removing life as the rest of us know it, there's a serious problem with humanity. And I believe it goes even beyond a mental health crisis. As a woman who I would like to think helps other women who have come out of narcissistic, abusive relationships. Let me take a drink and I'm going to put this down. In the immortal words of Jackie Kennedy, and what we have just seen from Erica Kirk, let them see what they have done. Let them see the result and the new outcome of who you have become since leaving that abusive relationship. Let that damage be seen in a new movement to make this world better, to make this world continue not only from a faith valued base, but from a higher source purpose. I have a hard time not calling people out on their bullshit. It takes every bit of strength in me, because you can read my face, and sometimes I don't even need to have to say anything. I want to look at people and I just want to say, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I think over the past I'll say since 2011, I have asked that a lot. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now, the professional part of me, I want to analyze. I want to know how you became, who made you like this? What was the product in your environment that made you go this path? And why? Why? Each of our movements and actions has a trickle-down effect. It can either lift somebody up or it can harm somebody. What within your wherewithal would make you want to harm somebody? These are the things that I think right now as a society we are asking, and we are looking at our youth, and we are looking at the generations below us. Where is your morality? Where is your decorum of being accountable for image and your presence, being known for making a difference and having a better impact on everyone you come in contact with? You don't have to like me, and you don't have to agree with anything that I think or believe, but you do not get to cause harm and disrupt somebody else's life because it does not match with the identity that you believe you are entitled to. We are entitled to love. We are entitled to breathe. We are entitled to explore and have these adventures and to silence somebody because it does not align with the way that you feel, you think, you believe. We have freedom of speech for a very good reason. And to silence someone because of their experience, that says more about your immoral values and who you are as a human, as a business, as a company. We need to re-examine exactly what it means to be human and what it means to all live on this earth right now, doing the best we can with what we have in front of us, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. We are all really in the same boat. But people stop putting holes in the boat, making things worse than what it already is. You know, I talk about a lot of these things in my life coaching class. It's a personal development class. You know, recently, I'm going to try to segue a little bit because I am ultimately triggered this week. And although I did not see all of the videos that have been going on because I'm too easily triggered recalling things from my childhood being in a domestic violent household. But the impact that is left with me now is a grieving widow who is saying her goodbyes over a deceased man. That is a trigger that any of us who have lost anybody who has touched a deceased person, it is something that stays within you and it never leaves. So before you want to chastise or criticize or harbor hate over a human being that was just trying to do good and you are finding a joke in it, there is more to say about who you are as an individual. And may you never know that grief. May that grief never descend on your life. You know, whether you're a spiritual person or not, there are morals, there are values, and there is a decorum about being a good human. And I think it's time we all look in the mirror and we look at that reflection. What are we reflecting on to others? So as I continue to go on with this, I want to give a very big thank you to the Bold Journey magazine that reached out to me months ago wanting to do a follow-up interview on where I am in life and what I'm doing and what I am working on. And I want to read just a couple things because it was very much a personal interview. And I try very, very hard not to push my personal belief onto others. I think those that come into my circle, which I will get into this article, I think I am respected for who I am and what I stand for. And again, you don't have to like me, you don't have to agree with me, but I do ask that you respect my boundary. And anybody that cannot understand really what a boundary is or how it is set in place to protect the individual. So, as I'm going to read this to you, I want you to think about yourself. I want you to think about your position in this world, in this lot, in this space that you are in. And I want you to answer this for yourself because I'm going to answer it the way that the question was asked to me. The magazine article, needless to say, is boldjourney.com. So all you have to do is boldjourney.com/Kitryn Marie, and I will show up. It reads, what is the... I live in Affton, Missouri, St. Louis County. It's Kitryn Marie of Affton, St. Louis, Missouri County, Life Lessons and Legacy. Mind you, I've been putting these classes together since really 2011 after the world, the economy crashed and I was having to dive deep into what I wanted to do with my life, always having a hand in food and beverage, which, I want to lean out of food and beverage. Although I'm very good at it, I love my job, I love where I'm at, I love the people I work with, I want to retire out of it and I want to teach. So the question, there were several questions, but this is the one that I think made me think the most about my position and how my impact or my influence, if influence is even the right term. So a lot of these questions go deep. But if you were open to, we've got a few more questions that we'd love to get your take on. Is the public version of you the real you? So I'm asking you, those that are watching this video right now, is the public version of you the real you? My answer, yes, this is all of me, in its truest sense of the word. Authentic and raw. Welcome to my world. This is my life. Kitryn Marie, come on down. My reality check comes from asking myself, if I met me, would I like me? I would appreciate me. I would have to warm up to me and understand me. And that right there is where I meet myself coming and going. I know for a fact that most people do not understand me. They are curious about who I am, although all that are in my circle tolerate me very well. I'm a force not to be reckoned with, but I promise you, it will be me you want in your corner. I stand on integrity and truth, and for 1 minute do not think I won't call you out on whatever the matter is. You name it. It's not about me always being right. It's about coming in with correctness and doing what is the correct thing to do in all matters. Now the flip side to that is the public version. I love the quiet. We live in a noisy world, and in most cases it's too people-y out there with too many opinions from people who know nothing about what the hell they're talking about or the logistics of. And those people need to learn to keep their mouth quiet, keep their thoughts to themselves, and observe. There's so much. The amount of energy that is in our atmosphere right now is giving off sensory overload. I will retreat, and I do shut off for days on end, and after a while that public version needs to turn off and not say a thing. I love the quiet, and I have no issue with being alone. With all that said, the extrovert that all see on the daily can very easily become the introvert. The blessing and the curse. It's all me. I'm accountable for me. All versions of what people see is me. It goes on to say, thank you so much for all of your openness. Maybe we can close with a future-oriented question. What will you regret not doing? I won't. I won't regret anything. It's that simple. I live to take chances. Life is short, and regrets come with guilt and shame. It's no crime to fail. It's no crime to be single, and it's no crime to struggle. It's those who fear the experience and the adventure that comes out with change. That is the regret that follows as you get older. What didn't you do that you could have tried harder before you walked out, walked away, gave up, quit the situation? The alter ego always steps in, and it makes things move out of the way. Which way can you live to be better and happier? Everything I have set out to do in my life, I have thus far achieved. So no regrets here. So watch me now. I continue to try to put this business together. It's a creative endeavor. I believe it is who I am. I believe I have a message. I think my experiences and my story, although I don't really talk too much about the why any longer, because what matters is right now, where are we going forward with life? You can't go back. You cannot change or erase what has happened. But what can you do from this point forward to make you a better individual, and what can you learn? Because once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. Once you see something, you cannot unsee it. Nobody can take away your knowledge. Nobody can take away your education. Nobody can take away the better parts of the experience that made you a better individual, a better human being. And if you're walking around quoting Bible scripture, posting it on all of your social media, and you are not paying attention to the own evil that's living in your house or who you are surrounded by, the Bible scriptures that you are quoting are not going to help you. They will only keep you hidden behind words that you are refusing to take glasses off to see the real truth and what is happening right in front of you. I don't have all the answers. I don't want to know all the answers. There is a lot of responsibility that comes with all of those answers. But do better as a society. Do better for humanity. Take your words and use it for good. Learn who you are. Hold the mirror up at your own reflection. What are people seeing from your image? What are you doing to better life and the generations below us? You can make an impact by the goodness that you have in your heart. But if you do ugly, the world doesn't want to see it. We're done with seeing ugly. We want to know faith. We want to know what true patriotism is, whether what side of a political party you are on. We live in one country. We need to start acting as one with beliefs that make us as a society just better. Do better. Be better. I'm Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're interested in the article, go to boldjourney.com. You know, for today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed. Fate turns on a dime. You decide what side of that coin you want to be on. You decide the influence that you want to have on the people that are in your circumference. If you were the smartest in the room, question why you are still there. If the people that surround you are triggering you and making you be just an ugly person, why are you still there? Why are you allowing it to destroy your mental health? Why are you allowing it to keep you down under those that refuse to get out of that horrible box that they have closed the lid on? Y'all take care, and I hope to see you real soon.